Hi guys, thank you for stopping by to share with Julie today. I hope you're having a fantabulous day today, guys. Well, today I'm going to talk about flax seeds, but before I get into that, I must say I made a mistake in the name of my Patreon supporter. It's actually Angel Revota. So that's Angel Revota. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. But Angel is one of my supporters on Patreon. Has been my supporter for a long time. And I wanted to say thank you and I got the name wrong. I was like, how does that happen, Julie? How? But anyway, thank you, Angel. I appreciate your support. So, and for those of you who might want to support me on Patreon, I'll have a link below. You can check it out. You know, if you want to support this channel, that's one way you can do it. And of course, you can do that also by sharing the videos, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff, guys. So I'm talking about flax seeds. Now, a couple of you have asked me to speak about my experience with herbs that I, have used. And flaxseed is one of those that I wanted to talk about because I think it is, it can be very effective for women. Not just women though, for men also, because oftentimes people talk about the hormonal imbalance that really has a part to play in fibroids, but it's not just fibroids, it's male issues too. All of us across the board are dealing with issues that have to do with hormonal imbalance. We see guys with what we call man boobs, they look like they could wear a bra. That's how some men, the boobs have developed. And, for some of them, it's really embarrassing because they don't want that boob. They don't want those boobs, And for women, you see various effects such as fibroids and other reproductive issues. And flax seeds, my experience with flax seeds has been really very positive. I started using flax seeds some years ago when I think I saw an article or somebody mentioned it to me, and I decided that I was going to check this out. And there were basically two opposite sides in terms of what people had to say about flax. Some people say don't take flax because of the phytoestrogen, because it has an estrogenic effect on the body. Some people say it is very effective. I decided to check it for myself, so I started using the flax seeds, and I found that it was extremely effective in helping to regulate my period, in the sense that of course I was also doing other herbs at the time, but I believe the flax played also a very important role in helping to get my period to a level where, because I used to have all the pain, as I mentioned, very painful periods, and the whole symptoms that I would get at that point when my period was coming, I would feel sad for no reason, just really sad for no reason at all. I would get sometimes breast tenderness, headache. I would get these searing headaches that nothing could seem to solve. I just have to bear it until it goes away on its own. And of course the heavy bleeding, long periods, and all of that. And I found that using flax as a part of my regimen helped to get this down significantly. The symptoms they kept reducing until I no longer had those symptoms. My period, of course, the time lessened and lessened, and I had less pain. And how I was using it at the time was I was using it, the grounded flax. I would buy the grounded flax fresh from a herbal store that was near me. It was like maybe about 5 minutes walk, and I could go there whenever they had fresh flax. I could go and I could, buy. And so I would buy their already grounded, and I would put it with, usually I would mix it with banana. And I was actually using oatmeal at the time. I would combine it with oatmeal and bananas. I stopped using the oatmeal because I realized that the oatmeal was contributing to bloating. The oatmeal was making me bloated, and so I cut the oatmeal out of the mix. But I had been using it, for some time before I realized that that was a culprit in causing my bloating. And I did not need any extra bloating at that time because that was an issue already. And so yes, and I found also, because one of my breasts, this one in particular, the right breast, I found that it was a little bit hard, like there was like a little mass, like was gathering there. And I found that after a while, it was just not there anymore. And as I said, yes, I was also using herbs along with the flax, but I feel that the flax also help in combination with the other herbs that I was using. My favorite herbal combination was the burdock, yellow dock. I would put sarsaparilla in there also. And I would use, because constipation was always an issue for me, so I would put some cascara sagrada, and that was not only it. I think I'm missing sometimes I would add mistletoe and also milk thistle, and I think there was a couple herbs, because I would like rotate that I would also use at that time, but those were like my mainstay, and I was using the flax. So I found that it was helpful for me, and I believe, because nothing speaks like experience. And I know there's two sides to the whole flax story, in terms of one side saying this, one side saying that. I know for me, it was a positive effect. I had a positive experience with flax, and I found it very effective, extremely effective in terms of hormonal balance. And so I don't know, maybe you'd like to try it. At least try it for a period. Give yourself and say, okay, I'm going to try this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Give yourself a month. That's a reasonable time to do it. And you can have it the way I did, or you can put it in a smoothie, And in addition to using flax to, regulate the hormone, it's, as I say, it can be effective in terms of helping to deal with fibroids, and also in men, prostrate issues also, and of course balancing the hormones. And flax is also traditionally used for a number of other things, as constipation. Persistent constipation is also something that can be corrected using flax seeds. And in addition to that, ulceration of the stomach lining, or any inflammatory issues to do internally or even externally, because it can be applied externally as a poultice for burns, and some other skin conditions. And let me see if I missed anything I wanted to mention about flax. So, I'm going to do a profile on flax. I haven't yet, but I'm eventually going to do a profile on flax where I give you some more information about flax. And it is best actually to use flax grounded. Use the grounded flax. And if you can grind it fresh, even better. Of course, if you can't grind it fresh yourself, you'll probably have to buy, but make sure that it is packaged in airtight container. I read that there was some kind of packaging that were better, that are better at keeping it fresh. I don't remember what it is, but there are some packaging that is actually better at keeping it fresh. But if you can grind it yourself and so forth, like me, for example, if I'm going to put flax in a smoothie, what I will do is that I would leave it to soak. Like, I'll leave however amount I'm going to use, whether it's 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon or whatever. I would put it in a bowl and pour water in it and leave it. For example, say I might do that before I leave home, and I come home in the evening. Then I would blend it in the smoothie, and so it's, if you can, so use it grounded, or if you're going to use the whole flax, just soak it for a while, soak it for a period of time overnight, in the day for a few hours, and then you blend it in your smoothie. At the moment, I tend to just blend it in my smoothie and have it like that, guys. And so that's just what I wanted to talk about. Just that's my personal experience with flax seeds. I have found it effective, and maybe you could too. So you could try that, and I will, what I'll do? I'll put some flaxseed herbal recipes on my blog, and I'll put a link below. I probably will not get to post much, maybe 1 or 2 recipes, but then that's something that you guys can check out. And anyway, guys, I hope you found this useful. Subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, and don't forget, guys, be the change you'd like to see in this world. Have a fantabulous day today. Ta-ta!